Welcome to Reinforce Workforce, a brand new online show created by Workforce Solutions Cameron that's designed to foster conversation regarding workforce related issues affecting the Cameron County community. My name is Manuel Morales. I am the communication specialist at Workforce and will be your host. Today, I'm excited to speak with Mr. Robert Olvera, the Senior Admissions Advisor of Southern Careers Institute, one of our great training providers here in Cameron County. Mr. Olvera, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking, Manny. I really do appreciate taking this time, Mr. Morales, to spend time with us, and so that way the community get to know what Southern Careers Institute is all about in the Valley.
Yeah, so before we jump into what SCI is all about, let's talk to a little bit to our audience today, a little bit about what you're about. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your position at Southern Careers Institute?
Sure, Mr. Morales. I am a senior admissions advisor. Been with Southern Careers Institute going on 7 years. I've been in the industry going a little over on 17 years as well. Been doing that for a many long time, right? I know our mission here at Southern Careers Institute is to actually help the long-term success of our students by delivering employer-tailored programs. Thus far, creating the demand of Southern Careers Institute graduates. So my role into this is to help students acclimate getting back into the training field or to start on their training field to get the training they need in the right career set that they choose for themselves.
That's so great. I'm glad that you mentioned the mission of SCI because there's a lot of great things that you guys do, and I definitely want to take some time today to spotlight some of those great things, especially some of those awesome programs that I've heard about. So I'll go ahead and begin with the electrician one. Talk to us. If someone's interested in becoming an electrician, we understand that you guys have a course just for them.
That is correct. We do have our electrician program. It started not too long ago. I want to say maybe going on 2 years, but we have a lot of companies coming down. There's a lot of companies hiring these students that are going into electrical work here in this program for an electrician. Students can actually finish in as short as 7 months. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
7 months. You heard right. 7 months is that quick, short to the point. What I love about this program personally, it is very hands-on. As far as most of our programs are all hands-on, and that's what helps this type of student wanting to go into this field to where they have that hands-on training, right? Yes, they do get to read books and have to read the books to learn the theory, but then apply that theory, hands-on training. As far as in our stick house, we do have a huge building. I'm sure you've seen our building there where the old Converges used to be. We have one whole quarter of a section, right? Just for the electrical side. They learn industrial, they learn commercial, and they learn residential. And as you know, SpaceX is here now locally in the Valley, right?
Yes, it
So
is.
those that are really interested in wanting to get a trade without having to go out there and leave the Valley to get the higher paying jobs, they can stay locally with the right training. I kid you not, SpaceX is really recruiting and hiring on the spot. I kid you not, they've also hired a couple of our students just with the 7 month training that they received here at SCI. We've also heard talks, I don't know if you saw it in the news earlier last week, LNG, gas companies coming down. They're making contract with the Amphils or the Port of Brownsville. They're making contract with them to actually make their way in as well. So there's a lot of jobs being created in that field, and it's a really good opportunity to take a jump on it now that it's growing.
So you said that it's growing, and what better time with everything going on, especially in our region, like you mentioned, SpaceX. Do you see a demand in this field? A lot of people seem to be wanting to get trained in these skilled trades, but do you see the demand going up with that?
Let me add, due to the COVID times, right? Everybody had to make drastic decisions. Okay, what are we going to do? Right? SCI was one of the first to take priority to be able to come up with a hybrid program to where they're able to get the training because guess what? Everybody needs electricity every day, right? No matter where you're at, whether it's COVID times, not COVID times, you need electricity to run either a business, your restaurant, the school, the city of Brownsville as well. They need electricians out there no matter what part of the industry it is, whether it's SpaceX, right? Whether it's the PUB, the city of Brownsville, a school. There's so many areas out there that need electricians, and that's something that's in demand. They are essential. They're essential workers, so they need training. So if you want, or if you're listening out there and you really want something, hey, you know what? I was working at a restaurant. I was making good tips. But now they due to COVID, they've reduced hours or they laid me off. If you're really looking for a job, there's a lot of training, a lot of programs, not just electrical, but electrical is one of the main ones we're talking about. But electrical is here to stay. No matter what happens, it's here to stay. So that would be a really good area, Mr. Morales, to actually get students to get the training they need to be able to open their job field and job opportunities out there.
Now, Mr. Olvera, I understand that you guys also offer a program for HVAC. We've talked about electrician, but let's kind of move towards HVAC. What is HVAC for people that don't know? And for those who are interested in that career, what do you guys offer at SCI?
Glad you mentioned. And a lot of people don't know what HVAC means, but it's for heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and also refrigeration as well. So they teach a little bit about refrigeration, but it's more for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So basically, they work about or talk about industrial, residential, and commercial in regards to that as well. Our air conditioning system, they learn about the heating, how to actually make sure that the air conditioner is actually heating the home or the space or the area they call it as well. They also learn how to work with airflow, how to make sure there's proper airflow to the kitchen, to the living room, to the dining room, to the bathroom. I don't know if you're aware, sometimes there's houses out there like, man, it's so cold in the kitchen that it's not cold enough in the bedroom. Well, that's because whoever did the ductwork didn't do the right calculation. So there's also different types of calculations that they actually work with that. So there is some math that's involved in it as well. And aside of airflow calculations, they also deal with tools. What tools are required? The ohm meter, the wrench, the adjustable wrench, right? How do you use those tools as well? Believe me, there is a proper way to grab a wrench as well. Believe it or not, right? Um, so there's so many things. They also learn about troubleshooting, how to troubleshoot an air conditioning unit. They work with relays, motors, controls, switches, right? And as you know, nowadays, those AC thermostats out there are Bluetooth nowadays now as well. So like, wow, how does that work? How do you work with that? So there's so many advancements that are currently out there that we're trying to keep up with what the employers are asking for out there with what's in the industry right now. So they're able to get the training they need. That training is about more or less 9 to 12 months, more or less, right? To give them the opportunity to be able to train. And if they needed to work, they can work at the same time. So work and then go to school, or school and then go to work. So that we do have flexible schedules for our students. And I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier about our hybrid program. Since we have quickly adapted to the whole COVID situation, some classes will be via Zoom or online, right? And then other times they will schedule them either an A class or a B class to come in for the hands-on training. Just like electrical is very hands-on, our HVAC program is very hands-on because you could only learn so much by reading, right? But it's more the practical, more the doing, right? How do I troubleshoot this compressor if it's not working? Where do I start? I can read on what to do, but when you actually get your hands on it, get the ohm meter right, and know how to set the settings to be able to check if it's grounded, not grounded, if it's working, that compressor. Same thing with the ductwork. How do I cut the ductwork? How do I use these tools to cut this ductwork? There's hands-on, and they have them by Group A and Group B. So that way they already have an assigned date of when they'll be coming into campus to do the hands-on training. And that's what I love about SCI and how they've quickly adapted to meet the needs of our students. So that way they can continue training, not have to pause in life.
Yeah, that's so great that you're speaking about the transition, right? Of like how COVID has impacted so many of us, and businesses and training partners like yourself have had to adapt to that. And it's so good knowing that you guys are offering these opportunities for your students to be able to be taught in a safe way. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's going to come down to that the hands-on activity. So that sounds like a really good opportunity as well. That's so good that you guys offer that kind of training.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, and aside of just the training, what SCA offers that it separates us amongst the rest other institutes that are out there is we have what's called badges, right? Geared to what they're training for. So, for example, let's say that day they're learning about motors and controls. If a student obtains an 85 or higher, they automatically earn a skill badge that's printed out, demonstrating to the employer that they've mastered that skill. Not that they only passed the air conditioning class, but they've mastered the skill that they know what they're actually doing. So aside of the badges, we also have what's called national certification. For example, your EPA, your R410A, your NATE, right? All those are important certifications that these employers are looking for. And I'm sure you're very well aware is here at SCI, twice a year, we have what's called an advisory board where we have employers come down, even the workforce comes out and they evaluate our programs.
Mhm.
And we ask for feedback, right? What do we need to remove? What do we need to add? What are we doing well on? So they give us their feedback of what we need to do to tailor to our employers, right? To where when our students are done, they're able to apply in their position. And that's what I love about SCI. They're really thought outside the box of how to cater to the employers. I can honestly say employers are basically like our customers. The students are our product. So we have to assure we have the right product, that they're getting the right training, so that way the employers can actually consider them for their job position.
Right. Awesome. Now, continuing with these programs, we've talked about electrician, we've talked about HVAC, but I understand that you guys also offer programs in the medical field, specifically
Yes.
medical billing and coding and medical office specialist. Could you kind of talk about the difference between the two and what's unique about both programs?
Sure, sure. Well, the difference between medical office and medical billing, as those of you working in the field are aware, medical office is more the administrative side of it, right? Working with the patients, being in the front desk, setting up appointments, um, even walking patients into the actual the room where they have to go in. Medical biller is a little more detailed, which takes about a month or two, a little longer than the medical office. So there they learn about coding, ICD-9 coding, ICD-10 coding, also PTC. So they learn how to document or use these books to be able to document the codes that are needed for the insurances to either cover or not cover the procedure the patient's going through. And once a student can become certified as a coder, they can even work from home. So that's an advantage for those of you out there that really want to work, but maybe you have children, don't want to really leave home, right? Due to with the whole pandemic going on, you can get the training you need to be able to have the opportunity to work from home if you needed to, right? But of course, you have to get the certifications to be able to do that. So SCI offers the training. It's really up to the student to apply themselves with this type of skill and training needed to be able to land that job.
Awesome. Well, we've talked about a lot of great programs, but the truth is that if someone's listening today and they are interested in pursuing any of the great programs that you guys offer at SCI, how would they go about in getting in contact with you for more information?
One way, or the easiest way, they can go to scitexas.edu. That's scitexas.edu, and they can go into our website there. It talks about all the programs we offer in our company, right? I know we have many more out there. If somebody's interested in something different, they can actually look up the website. They can actually call 956-443-3314. That's 956-443-3314. And they can talk to an admissions advisor as well. We are located right off the expressway. It's 935 North Expressway here in Brownsville, right behind Burger King off the expressway, in front of the Valley Day Night Clinic off of Price Road, right next to the shoe store called Sauce. That's where we're located. So if you want to go in person, feel free. Just please take a mask as well. We do have safety precautions there. We do have sanitation. We have our covers that are up to maintain social distancing as well. And we do also sterilize as well. So if you want to go in, go check out the facility, feel free to go in. If you want to call, feel free to go ahead and call. Or you can also look us up on Facebook as well at scitexas.edu.
Well, Mr. Olvera, thank you so much for mentioning all those great things. And I want to tell our audience that are tuning in today that that we at Workforce Solutions Cameron may not be a training provider, but what the relationship between us is. I want to be clear that for people who don't know, Workforce Solutions Cameron offers free, subsidized, on-the-job training and scholarships for vocational training. All of the funds, of course, are based on eligibility requirements. Now, the way you can find out whether or not you are eligible for these funds is to visit our website at wfscameron.org. Basically, how we work together is you come to us, you apply for our funds, and if you're deemed eligible, we can get you into the program of your choosing at SCI. I really do appreciate, Mr. Olvera, you coming in today and talking about those great programs, because it's so important that people know of the great things that are offered here in Cameron County.
Yes, yes. And there's more. Based on what you're saying, so the community out there and our audience can know is if you do decide to come in and get the training you need, you have help from the Workforce Solutions and you have help from SCI. We have career department that assists with job placement. But guess what? The workforce also assists with job placement as well. So it's a win-win situation for you just to at least inquire, get the information you need to at least get it started. This is a new year. Start off with a New Year's resolution to start something now and find out if you qualify. You have nothing to lose. Definitely inquire. Mr. Morales is a great guy. I know he's been doing this for so long. We enjoy working with the Workforce Solutions. They are a great entity and great partnership that we have going on as well. So thank you very much, Mr. Morales, for having this session, having the community get to know a little bit more about Southern Careers Institute as well. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Olvera, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to working with you continued.
You got it. I look forward to coming out in the next session talking about another program.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Thank you so much,
All
and
right.
you have a wonderful day, sir.
God bless. Bye-bye.